So let's take a nice breath together, all of us. Yeah, nice relaxing breath. Either way today, we are, this evening is to do a work with the full moon. A work that I've been, I think other than 1 month, I've been doing consistently since around lockdown last year. While there is so much interesting that we could talk about the full moon, and so much interesting we could talk about I could talk about the divine feminine. I could talk about divine feminine all week. There's actually a specific purpose that I have for this group doing it on the full moon. And I know someone yesterday in the live readings that I did, I believe it was you, Salima, asked me to speak a little more about the particular astrology of this full moon. And I'll just throw out a sentence or two, because while it's very interesting and certainly relevant to some of the day or week that some of you have had, it's not super relevant to the purpose of this group. So I'll just say we've got a Leo full moon in Aquarius. The January full moon is called the wolf moon, I believe, because they found that wolves were howling a lot during it, right? How do they come up with these things, right? I think at some point since then, people have found out that's not actually why wolves howl, but never mind. The astrologically, Leo and Aquarius, there's a should we say, a conflicting marriage of needs there. With Leo, we've got the need to be to seen, uniqueness, special, and so on. That's obviously the less balanced side of Leo. There's lots of wonderful sides of Leo, of course. You got that with the just putting people in. You got that with the group-centered, mission-centered nature of Aquarius. So those are kind of rubbing against each other, a bit of attrition with those. When I looked at the astrology of this week, I just kept seeing the word tension, kept seeing it. Tension, drama, and so on. Kind of speaks to the day I've had. I don't know about you all. I don't mind a bit of tension and a bit of drama after a point, because at the end of the day, there's only so much tension and drama you can have without asking at some point, why am I having the tension and drama? And usually when you start asking yourself that question, you get a decent answer. I'm just going to put you guys on show. There we go. All right. Because once you've had a certain degree of tension and drama in a day, or things have triggered you a couple more times than they usually do, you can't help but ask yourself why that's happened, okay? I think we all do that. And, you know, while I don't like being triggered, sure none of you like being triggered, I don't like other people being triggered and all of that, it is a key, it is a direction, it is a pathway, it is a sign, and all these things to our higher and greater nature. And I think I can speak for us all when I say that we would want that for ourselves, wouldn't we? So, you know, do we want to talk about tension and drama, or do we want to use it as a springboard to get somewhere else, you know? So anyway, that's not my purpose of this group. The purpose of this group is to use the amplifying nature of the full moon. It's a loud, brash energy, keeps us awake, you know, to use that energy to help us do some spiritual service. The particular spiritual service is about helping various things get unstuck. Now, what are those things? We've got the elemental debris that accumulates on this planet. You can't see it, but it's there. Etheric. Keeps people wound up, keeps people in conflict, gets us stuck, and so on. So part of this work tonight is to help move some of that. Then we've got, at any one time, there is a colossal number of spirits stuck, because I'm not using the word trapped anymore. Stuck in the astral. I don't even know if they know that they're stuck. And we can support them to move. And you know what I like about this is, so let's say spirit, you know, we talk about spirit guides all the time, don't we? Spirit guides, those in spirit that are guiding us from that side. So I like that we can do something from this side to support them. And in a year or so like we've had, where a sad amount of people are leaving the planet for reasons which do not feel right to us, I hope you all understand what I'm saying, that is an abrasion. Is that the word I want to use? That creates an imbalance as one goes into the astral. And so again, we're doing this to support those that are stuck in spirit, in body, in any way, to support energy that's stuck, to get it moving. Okay, and are we going to do it all tonight? No, but we're going to do some. And by having several of us together like this with a common purpose, we can actually achieve an exponential amount. It's not all for us to do, even if we could. So that's the purpose of this today. There is a process I like to go through. I like to work with the Archangel Azrael. I like to do a visualization. I like to work with the Merkaba. There's plenty of other ways of doing it, but I like that way. I like that way. I'm not going to use music for this work. I'm not going to use sound. We're just going to be in our current state, and that's plenty. That's plenty. Yeah. Okay. I think we're good to go. So anyway, if any of you are joining me for this for the first time, I hope this all makes sense, that we're doing a work to do a clearing for those who, a clearing of energy that should have moved and hasn't. You know, the one thing I did want to say is, you know what it's like. You know what it's like when you don't know that you need support, when you don't know that you need help, and someone shows up and kind of pulls you up, as it were, or pulls you out of where you were. You know that feeling and how grateful you are afterwards. You didn't know you needed it. That's what we're showing up for. That's what this is about, okay? So, without any further ado, let's all take a deep breath, please. And I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. And you know, if you want to lay down or switch the camera off or anything like that, please feel free to. There's nothing to see. So we take a breath together, and I'm going to open us up with a prayer here. Beloved Mother, Father, God, Goddess, sweet essence of love, of light and vitality, sweetness from source, we welcome you into this space, around us and through us, as us. As we together as one group, we connect beneath us to the Earth Mother, to the core of the earth, we ground ourselves. We ground ourselves that we are solid, we are robust, ready to be beacons, spiritual conduits. We ground ourselves. Wonderful. And as so below, so above. And connect to the sky farther above, however you may see that. Connect to the sky above, and we prepare to receive. We give appreciation for the body that we have, the conduit that it is, connecting the sacred feminine to the sacred masculine. I call to the love of the archangels to stand as gatekeepers around us, all around us, around each of us, and around all of us as one. That we sit together in safe, clear, sacred space. That we can relax, that we can open up, that we can let our spirits expand. I call to all of our higher selves, to our greater aspect, and I humbly ask this aspect to lead us, to attune and calibrate the lower body, to easefully and gracefully move energy through us, to effect blessings through each one of us. I'm calling forth the very highest good of our time together this evening, and so in the name of the Christ, I am the presence. I am the activity. Calling forth gratitude for this gathering on the full moon. Calling and welcoming the blessed Archangel Azrael to guide us, to steer us, and to effect as much light as possible through us. In love and humility and service, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. I welcome you to close your eyes. And be breathing naturally and comfortably. I'd like you to let your stomachs relax, to let your cheeks and face relax. And with your eyes closed, and maybe through your mind's eye, would you visualize, please, your Merkaba field around you? If you are unfamiliar with what this is, if you would imagine a down-facing pyramid with its point a little below your feet and its base around your shoulders, and another up-facing pyramid with its base around your knees and its point a little above your head. Now these two pyramids are spinning in opposite directions. And if you can see that, then wonderful. If you can feel that, then wonderful. But just know that that is the case, is always the case. Your Merkaba field is always there, supports your alignment, and also supports connecting with and moving between dimensions. If you would just see this spinning a little faster now. Just breathe as it does so. Let it go faster and faster and faster until it becomes a blur. An opaque blur around you. And just breathe. Wonderful. On the spiritual plane, the Merkaba is known as a vehicle. So would you imagine, visualize, or see yourself lifting off the ground, all of us together, lifting off the ground in our sacred vehicle. As we leave the physical location that we have been sitting in and travel together as a group. Just breathe. Just breathe. And as you look to your left and right, you see the others of us traveling as you are and with you. In the distance, you can see a vast building of cathedral size, which we are moving towards together. And as we begin descending towards it, as it becomes more and more into focus, you see how beautifully ornate it is. As we touch the ground together, we step out of a Merkaba vehicle. We walk together towards the steps and ascend the steps together, walking towards two vast doors. And the doors are opened by two tall angelic figures, and we step in together, all of us. As we step in together into the vast, cavernous hall, and you look around, as big as a stadium. This is the Temple of Ascension. It is as tall as it is wide. Activity of the angels of Ascension taking place at different levels, going up as far as the eye can see. And in the center of this room, on the ground, you see a circle of chairs prepared for us. Each chair is pure and transparent crystal. Let us each go and find our own seat upon the crystal chairs. And as you sit down, you feel a very comfortable and loving presence behind you. Each of us, where we sit, physically and etherically, we have an angel of Ascension behind us. And now into the circle strides the beloved Archangel Azrael, angel of transition and change. Vastly greater in size than any of us. We feel a clearing as he comes into our presence. He opens his arms and a vast column of light ascends from the floor all the way up to the ceiling. Just breathe. Just breathe. And if you would now open your heart center and allow an energy, an essence of love to connect with this column. And as we all do so, the column increases in size vastly, vastly. Through us all, in a clockwise circle, beloved Azrael sends a stream of energy to support us to hold this. This will be our own cleansing as we sit in this space and hold it. As we are connected to and supporting this column of light, beloved Azrael allows into the space to float directly into the column some of the morass, the elemental debris, the stuck energy, as it were, from Gaia to flow into this column of light, to flow upwards, to be alchemized. And you see it coming from all directions, far, far above. This work that we are here to do. Simply breathe. Simply breathe. And so too, from all directions, far above us, the souls who have been caught, stuck, trapped. The gates are open for them to flow into this column, to be freed, to move to the light. And so they come from all directions, in countless numbers. Simply breathe. Simply breathe and allow this beautiful work flowing from you to support them. And know how appreciated you are. Beloved Azrael now increases the frequency, raises the energy in the column. Raises the energy because you can hold it. In this section of the work, if there are any that you know of, people or those in your family that you have a prayer for, that you have a concern for, let this thought form go into the column now. A loved one either side of the veil, anything that you are concerned about, feeling heavy about, let it flow into the column now. As the last of the elemental energy and the souls for whose time for liberation comes now, flows into the column, and the hall is quiet again. Would you please bring your hands to your heart now? Beloved Azrael closes the column, comes directly to you, to each of us, to place his hand upon your heart, both in appreciation and in promise of support to you. For what is given is received. That is the way. And as we together, as one, bow in appreciation to each other and to Azrael, we rise up from our chairs and we walk as one to the door of the temple again, to leave it. Down the steps of the temple we walk together. once again, we call forth our Merkaba field around us. 2 interlocking pyramids. And you see them spin faster and faster and faster. And together we rise and set off for our point of origin. And as we prepare to come back to our body, taking deeper breaths, and I shall count us back from 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let's take a deep breath to the whole body now. You might like to gently rub your cheeks, your forehead, and just let yourself come back to your body in your own time. There'll be a time when you get to see what you do in effect through things like this and the other things you do. There'll be a time. Until that time, let me just be one of the voices that passes on how much appreciation there is for you, for showing up, It's very easy to overcomplicate spirituality and things like this, when really all that needs to happen is that. When you want something, when you have the inclination to do something, it tends to happen, doesn't it? And so thank you. And so thank you. I know I benefit and have benefited from the work that people I'll never know about have done. I know it. I know it. And so thank you. Lewis and I are going to be doing a class in mid-February on the 11th. And the class is called Connecting to Divine Consciousness, because we're working all the way up to the winter solstice last year, and there has been a shift in energy. Well, we just had the greatest conjunction of our lives. I don't think I could really overstate that one, could I? Literally the greatest conjunction of our lives, and we're working now with the energy as it is. It's definitely different. I can feel it's different. In more than one way, I can feel it's different. And let's just say we're not without our opportunity to practice. That's definitely the day I've had anyway. So part of what we'll be doing on the 11th there is working with the 8 divine virtues, which I like to compute as the opposite of the 7 deadly sins, and which both together I find very useful, practical spiritual tools. And there's been plenty more that we go through as well. Lewis, do you want to say anything about this? I'm just trying to get you unmuted. I know I've just.
Sure.
Yeah.
the intent is to give all of us a little extra information, energetic boost, reinforcement to the energies of the Christ, the energies of the Buddha that are unfolding the whole planet in a new dynamic way. This particular class that date was chosen because it happens to be the first new moon in Aquarius. So if Aquarius is really this vibrational new freedom that we're all stepping into, at least in potential, that seems like a perfect time to help us connect to these just tremendously beautiful, transcendent frequencies that are closer to us, closer to Earth than ever. So Joshua and I are going to be chatting about that, sharing all kinds of things. We'll have some handout with some information. He's going to lead us through a meditation. We'll see who wants to talk to us about this. It'll just be a good 2 hours to really connect to the ever-increasing energy that's around us and blessing us to the degree that we're open to it.
Love it.
So we hope to see some of you there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you. So that's somewhere on my website. if you want to join us for that, you guys that follow me on Patreon, there's a discount for you on there. You know the drill by now. So I would like to I'd like to just close the energy now for our time together this evening. I like to just put hands on the heart, but do as you like to do, okay? And from the human level, I want to thank each of you. I can give gratitude for, yes, Blessed Azrael, but so many more energies that gathered around us as we were beginning to connect, before we even traveled together, that support us to do this work cleanly and safely. To the angels of Ascension, I say the same. The presence of Mother, Father, God, Goddess, within and without, for now and always, we say thank you, thank you, thank you.